Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. How are you today? It is Tuesday, April 12th, 2016. People, lots of stuff going on, but let me start off with this. If you know my work, you have heard me say countless times that there is a direct collusion between the world central banks and their respective governing party. None more so than here in the United States. And the reason why I'm starting off with this is quite simple. It's getting almost no media coverage. There has been an emergency meeting between the Federal Reserve, Janet Yellen, and President Obama, and also Vice President Biden. This is unprecedented. It really is. And what I want all of you to understand here, again, this is not only is this direct proof of this collusion in this secret emergency meeting here, but again, they're kind of rubbing it in our faces. The Federal Reserve, as a matter of fact, let me say this to put a greater perspective on what is occurring here. Please take note of what I'm about to say, because this is so true, and perhaps you'll get a better understanding of how everything works. This is what is occurring at this time. All of the world's developed economies, again, none more so than right here in the United States, the governments are bankrupt. And they're being supported just like a zombie bank by their respective central bank. You understand? World central banks now, again, the lenders of last resort here, they have pushed this debt-based economic model as far as it's going to go. But they're not done. I want to talk more about that. So again, this emergency meeting, in my opinion, between the White House and the Federal Reserve is about how they can continue to prop up what I would call a dead man walking economic fantasy land here. I have also gone over the concept that we are in an election cycle here. So the White House needs to keep the stock market propped up and moving higher. Okay, while this election process goes on, because again, if this does not occur, people are going to start to say, hold on a second, my 401k plan is going down, maybe the policies of the current administration are not working. So you can understand the direct collusion here. Now, going back to what I had just said, they're not done propping this up. I have said in my last several videos that this market is going to continue higher, and that's exactly what is occurring and has been occurring. Today, the Dow Jones Industrial Average finished up nearly 165 points. It's interesting how this played out. Let me talk about that, and I want you to pay attention to this as well. I think this video is really important. Let's say this. We found out from the IMF once again. That makes it 4 times in the last year where they have downgraded global growth. That includes the United States. The market loved this. The market loved it. Why? Because it knows that the central bank, the Federal Reserve, who's colluding with the White House now, will stay out of the way, continue their easy money policies, distort asset prices across the spectrum, creating, again, bubbles and inverse bubbles. And look how gold and silver reacted. They went up as well. Again, the market and market participants like myself realize the game is not over, and the game remains risk on. Risk on, people. Speaking of that, before I move forward here, I did add a new position today. Again, all of this is on my website, traderschoice.net. And I want you to start paying attention to that. I do market updates and my position updates right on my website several times a day now. Just go to traderschoice.net, click on the tab that says the money page, scroll down to my current positions, and then right under that I do a market commentary so you can get an idea of what's going on without even watching this video. I think it's important. So today I did add a new position, ticker HD. This is Home Depot, August 140 calls. Why am I buying calls here in this environment? Again, the game remains risk on. because of all of the events that are occurring right now. It's unbelievable. Also, let's talk about something else. Crude oil. Crude oil is another driving factor in why the market is rising. If you follow my work, once again, you know this. I had said when you saw crude falling and falling, I said they would not allow this to happen. They were going to do something to prop it up. Because again, crude oil is a currency. Too many banks and corporations are invested in this stuff. And what did they do? They caused it to rise by simply allowing the market to engage in speculation that there were going to be cuts in production, for which we have seen none. Now today, we heard more of this nonsense about, oh, there's going to be production cuts, and up goes crude oil. They're going to continue to foster this environment of fakery across the board to keep the stock market higher and moving higher. Are we going to get little pullbacks here and there? Absolutely we are. But the trend is up. The trend continues to be higher here in this market. Also, the trend is higher for precious metals. Let's look at gold. Let's look at silver now. And why? People, once again, look at what happened today. IMF downgrades global growth. Market rises because, again, it understands the world central banks are going to stay out of the way. And again, this is an election cycle, emergency meeting between the White House and the Federal Reserve. And believe when I'm telling you that what they're talking about is how they can continue to prop this up in this election cycle. They need to do this again. It's not in your interest, but this is what they're going to continue to do until all of this blows up, and it will. I don't care, again, what they do in the shorter run here. All they're doing is, and have done, is create a financial monster unlike anything that has ever been witnessed in the history of the world. In the 2008 crash event was like a walk in the park. Now, many of you have heard me say that. Let me just cover that as well. Why the 2008 event was nothing compared to what is coming. The 2008 event was about bailing out the banks, okay, at the cost of the taxpayers. Right now, the world central banks are bailing out their respective governments. You understand? That's what they're doing. And the magnitude of this is so much greater than the 2008. You can understand where this is all going to go when this collapses. A crisis of the currency is coming. There's no doubt about it. Governments will fall. Governments will fall. Again, they're zombies, and they're zombie governments, not zombie banks. Zombie governments being supported by their respective central bank. And again, none more so than right here in the United States, right under our noses. Again, this secret meeting, we can't know what's going on there. We can't know. But it is going on, and it's getting virtually no media coverage. People, this is just so important. If you believe that I've covered anything in this video that is important, I'm going to ask you for a favor, 2 favors. Hit this thumbs up and share this video. Let's get it out there. Let's let people understand what's going on right under their noses. Because frankly, the general public has been so dumbed down and is so stupid, frankly, that they're not going to be prepared whatsoever for what is coming. And that is all of these distortions that have been created and continue to be made worse is going to correct the fair market value. When? I don't know when. But I can tell you when it happens, people's investments, their 401k plans, and everything connected to this is going to be gone. Absolutely gone. A wealth transfer effect is going to occur, and the middle class will no longer exist globally. And you can imagine what that means. Pandemonium in the streets of every nation on earth. Nothing is real. It's a completely fraudulent system across the board. Nothing is real, people. All right, before I keep running off at the mouth, I'm going to end this video, but I think it's been really important. If you agree with me, I'm going to ask you those 2 favors again. Thumbs up, real quick, take your split second. Share this on all your social networks. Let's get this out there. With that said, I'll see you all soon. Over now.